Breaking news as we come on the air tonight. We want to give you a live look at the scene of an accident. This is on State Route 72 between Bowersville and Interstate 71. Now, this happened just after 4:15 this morning. Right now, that roadway is shut down in both directions. You can see this is still a very active scene at this time. Now, we do know there were 2 vehicles involved. Injuries were reported in the crash. The extent of the injuries, though, are unknown at this time. You can see troopers from the Ohio State Highway Patrol are on scene. They say that this is between 72 between Hussey Road and Interstate 71. As soon as we get any more information, of course, we will update you on air and online.
Also new tonight, we have new video from Dayton police after a robbery and chase. That happened yesterday afternoon in the 1900 block of Wayne Avenue.
Police say a suspect used a machete to steal a gray Honda Accord. Now, police were able to locate that car, and that's when the chase began. Now, here's dash cam video from the chase. You can see the car swerving between lanes, nearly hitting a school bus. Police say they used multiple immobilization techniques to stop the car. The pursuit lasted about 11 minutes. Police say that suspect, a 35-year-old man, confessed to the aggravated robbery. He is now at the Montgomery County Jail.
A warning tonight from Miamisburg police after a recent spike in car thefts and break-ins. In fact, more than 2 dozen occurred so far just this year. Eli Bergen spoke to Miamisburg police. What can you tell us?
Well, I was told that these break-ins are sort of like an epidemic, and they've been happening all over the country. Miamisburg police says that the suspects for some of these area break-ins that they are looking for are teenagers from the Cincinnati and Dayton areas.
People are leaving their cars running at gas stations, at different businesses, leaving key fobs in the cars, and people are just walking up stealing the cars.
The Miamisburg Police Department says that as of August 1st, the area has 29 reported car thefts, attempted car thefts, or break-ins, a large portion of them being committed by teenagers. The department encourages the public to remain cautious late at night and to never leave your vehicle unlocked or unattended. Coming up at 6:30 on Fox 45, a closer look at the recent car break-in spike and how the public has responded. Back to you.
Eli, thank you. Montgomery County Sheriff's Office taking to Facebook announcing the arrest of this woman. This after videos circulated on social media that appears to show a mom screaming at and then hitting her baby. Police say 21-year-old Haley Ryan has been arrested, is in jail right now. That child, they say, is safe and is in the custody of Children's Services. Formal charges are pending.
Bond has now been set for the Franklin County officer charged with the murder and the death of a pregnant woman and her unborn child. Kate Seifert spent the day in court getting reaction from family and the officer's attorneys.
Bond is set at $250,000 for the Blandon Township officer charged with murder and the shooting death of a pregnant woman. Connor Grubb appearing in court today, pleading not guilty. Takaya Young's family emotional outside the courtroom.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt that what they just did was wrong. Because they just letting him walk out the jail.
10 days from today marks 1 year since Grubb fired a single shot, killing the 21-year-old and her unborn child. Body camera video shows police demanding Young get out of her car after she allegedly stole liquor from a grocery store. But this video shows her begin driving forward. That's when Grubb fired his gun through the windshield. Grubb's attorney tells us he believes the use of force was justified.
We believe that this is a justified shooting, 100%.
The attorneys tell us they anticipate a trial for this case to happen next year. Reporting in Columbus, I'm Kate Seifert.
Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioners Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner Sloss.
Aye.
Well, as you just heard, the Dayton City Commission passing a temporary moratorium on group homes here in Dayton. That measure pauses the acceptance and processing of applications for group homes for 180 days. Montgomery County has 79 of those homes, 42 of which are in Dayton. Now, Mayor Jeffrey Mims says the measure is to lessen the strain on support services. Commissioners say it's a way that they can focus on bettering group homes in the area.
And what I know is collectively, we are not serving our children well. And there is a lot of opportunity for us to care for our kids because some of these children are living in conditions, as Commissioner Turner Sloss just said, that are unacceptable and doesn't do right by them in terms of our community and our society.
The moratorium does not impact the 10 applications the city is already considering.
Well, let's give you a live look right now from our Eco Plumber Skycam and send it out to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Well, warm but nice out here on our Watson's Weather Patio. Overall, another nice day. It has been pretty much picture perfect all week long. Temperatures hanging out in the 80s. We got 84 in Dayton, 84 in Troy, 84 in Sydney. So again, a warm afternoon, but overall feeling pretty good with our temperatures compared to this time yesterday. Actually a little bit warmer even. 5 degrees warmer in Greenville, a degree warmer here in Dayton. And tomorrow another warm day, but clouds building in. And we also have rain chances that will
Get another chance to argue there was jury tampering in his murder trial. Adam at the Now Desk. So what is going on?
So the South Carolina Supreme Court says it will consider the convicted killer's appeal of a decision earlier this year to deny him a new murder trial on the allegations of jury tampering. Now, the disbarred lawyer convicted, you may remember, of killing his wife and son, has 30 days to file his initial brief to the court. It's unclear when oral arguments will take place. Murdaugh's lawyers claim the county clerk of court pressured jurors to convict him.
The Democratic National Convention just days away, and Chicago police are preparing for what could be massive anti-war protests. Angela Brown shows us the security efforts now underway.
WGN in Chicago reporting leaders of 4 Muslim organizations are expecting upwards of 100,000 demonstrators for various protests during the DNC. Protest zones have been set up. John Robertson, Chief Operating Officer for Chicago.
Let me be absolutely clear. The city of Chicago is ready to host the 2024 Democratic National Convention.
Protests could span miles and 2 locations. The United Center is the primary convention location with all the major speeches. McCormick Place, the secondary location for other business. Sergeant Betsy Smith, spokesperson, National Police Association.
These 2 huge Chicago iconic locations are about 6 miles apart. So that is a real security conundrum.
Leading some Chicago business owners to close shop, worried about protests getting out of hand with crime already plaguing Chicago.
The gangbangers aren't going to go away because the Democrats are having their national convention.
And then there's another threat. CNN is reporting that U.S. security officials are on alert for possible retaliatory attacks at the DNC following the attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
And speaking of former President Trump, he has now lost his bid for a new judge in his hush money case, now for the 3rd time. The judge again declining to step aside as the case heads toward a key ruling and possible sentencing next month. All 3 times, lawyers for the Republican presidential nominee argued the judge has a conflict of interest because his daughter worked as a political consultant for Democrats, including Vice President Harris's 2020 presidential run. Now, the judge, though, says he can still be impartial.
Well, more than a dozen agencies on the Ohio River today for training how they're now better prepared in case of a water emergency.
Plus, I'm tracking our back-to-school forecast. I'll let you know when rain makes its way back in. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Sponsored by Elk & Elk, dedicated to every
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Snowplows in August? Yes, they were working hard on Interstate 15 near Salt Lake City yesterday, but it wasn't snow. It was hail that piled up during a thunderstorm, and in many places the hail was deep. In other places, the heavy rain left roads underwater. And as the storm cleared, a rainbow appeared, along with a stubborn lightning bolt.
Want to see your weather photos and videos on TV? Click Chime In on this station's website to share.
Law enforcement now better prepared for emergencies on the Ohio River. The Coast Guard held a massive training exercise today on the water. David Winter reports hundreds of men and women from more than a dozen agencies. They hit the river to drill for disastrous situations.
The story here today is preparation and cooperation. These guys never know what's going to happen out on the water, and they want to make sure that they work together with the other agencies well. Northern Kentucky SWAT is just one of 16 agencies which sent teams to train on the water. It may be unlikely that an active shooter terrorizes the people aboard the Belle of Cincinnati riverboat, but these crews are not only preparing for that scenario, but man overboard, boat collisions, and medical emergencies on the water as well.
It's an inevitability, something that's going to happen. So all we can do is keep preparing for the situation at hand. And then when it does happen, we all know how to work with each other, and we're ready for it.
Luckily, no water rescue teams needed today, but these guys are all better prepared for what might happen in the future. Out on the Ohio River, this is David Winter reporting.
And look at this beautiful shot of downtown. Isn't that gorgeous? Not a cloud in sight, blue skies over the city of Dayton today. And Natalie, it really is a beautiful day out there.
Another nice one, just a pretty seasonable day with those 80s. We got low humidity. That's been the nice thing about today. But that humidity's going up. Rain chances, those are also going up too by later this week. High pressure is still keeping things nice and quiet for now, but you can see back off to our west, showers and storms through parts of Iowa into Missouri, now even extending into Illinois. This is our next weather maker. So as early as tomorrow, we'll see clouds increasing and then eventually some showers returning too. But by Friday, we're also tracking a risk for some strong to even perhaps a severe storm. It's a low risk, level 1 threat for severe storms. But during our day on Friday, we will be monitoring for the potential for a strong to severe storm with damaging wind gusts. That would be the main concern. So timing it out for you, overnight we'll drop into the 50s and 60s. Clouds building in tomorrow. It looks like a lot of the rain should hold off until late into the afternoon and evening, but scattered showers, especially for the second half of the day. More rain and storms overnight. Could see a line of storms early into our Friday morning, but notice it clears out by Friday afternoon. But potentially could see some more storms developing by late into the day. That would be on the strong side. So I'll talk more about that in the rest of the week coming up.
A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. A national medical services firm is laying off 74 employees at its 2 Dayton locations. Texas-based Global Medical Response says 68 employees at the Huber Heights location and 6 at the Sidney location will lose their jobs. Layoffs begin in mid-October. Now we have all the details right now at Dayton247now.com. You can find this story and others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the news tab.
Well, welcome into the Bob's Discount Furniture Sports Desk. The Cincinnati Bengals taking a rest day today before they go out to Chicago for their second preseason game. Tomorrow, both the Bengals and Bears join up for a joint practice before they rest and get ready for kickoff on Saturday. At ABC 22, you're home for Saturday's preseason game between the Bengals and the Bears. Coverage starts at 1 o'clock. We will have updates Saturday night at 10 and 11. The final preseason game will be next Thursday against the Colts. Regular season starts September 8th with the Bengals going head-to-head with the New England Patriots at Paycor Stadium.
Now, the final episode of our Missing Nikki McCown podcast is out now. This 5-part series is the most in-depth investigation into the disappearance of the missing bride-to-be. You can scan the QR code on your screen to download or search for Missing Nikki McCown in Apple, Spotify, or whatever podcast platform you use.
Well, still pretty comfortable out there as far as our humidity goes, with dew points in the 50s and 60s, a little bit higher than we were, let's say, for the weekend, where it was just really comfortable, very fall-like. But this really isn't too bad with our highs in the mid-80s. It's been feeling pretty good today. But notice on our muggy meter, we start to see that humidity climb. Rain chances will also be increasing too, especially by our Friday. And that's our best chance for rain and storms. For our Friday with that low and severe risk, we'll stay feeling a little sticky heading into this upcoming weekend, also with some scattered showers and thunderstorms as well. Temperature-wise, mid-80s next several days. We'll be back into the lower 80s as we start off next week, which will be back below normal for this time of the year. But I'll have a look at our 7-day coming up in a bit.
Well, their Brew Barn's Troy location now has some delicious new flavors, and we're going to have a look at what's on the menu next.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Tornado hit their neighborhood directly. 3
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Well, if you're looking for somewhere to enjoy great food and delicious brews, well, head on out to Moeller Brew Barn's Troy location to taste some of their new flavors. Tage Joshi stopped by earlier this morning to get a sneak peek at their new menu coming later this year.
Located in the heart of Troy, Moeller Brew Barn is a great spot for beer, food, and so much more. But most importantly, it is a truly beautiful place. Take a look at Moeller Brew Barn. This is a former church building that the team took over about 5 years ago, and they've converted into what it is now, a brewery with beautiful stained glass, a brewing system here in the back of the brewery, and just lots of beautiful seating. Of course, they've got great beer here that all different kinds, from lighter summery drinks to IPAs and so much more. Now, the main reason we've stopped by here today is to talk about their food, because they already do pretty good food here, but the team is launching a full new menu later this summer that's already partially available. It's more high-end food, maybe what you think of as that higher-end bar food. Full menu that will be launched later this summer. Delicious, delicious stuff. Overall, Moeller Brew Barn is a local spot with multiple locations here in the Miami Valley, but what you need to know is you can come here to their Troy location to explore those beautiful, beautiful vibes and try out this new food for yourself. My friends, let's send it back to you in the studio.
Well, back to school again tomorrow. I know Springborough's heading back tomorrow. Lots of other schools going back. And for many kids, this is actually their maybe third, fourth day back to school. With temperatures, they're going to be in the mid-80s as we head into the afternoon, as well as a small chance for a shower. We will see mostly cloudy skies during the day, but most of the school day will be dry, and then we're tracking a better chance for rain and storms as we take a look at our extended forecast. Friday, Saturday, scattered showers and storms. We do have that low and severe risk, especially on Friday, so we'll be monitoring that closely. Eventually, though, our temperatures turn cooler back into the lower 80s as we start off next week, and then low to mid 80s by the middle of next week. But pretty seasonable forecast with those 80s for our highs, 60s for our lows, but it does get a little bit cooler checking into next week, especially by our Monday and Tuesday time frame with those highs back in the lower 80s, which won't be too bad. But we will be dodging some rain and storms for the end of the week.
Oh man, bright and early tomorrow, bus time.
Yeah, gonna try to go to bed early tonight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wish I could say I will.
Dayton 24/7 Now is sponsored by